Howdy, howdy, and meowdy! Happy Sunday, everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. I know I am. Yeah, hope you're having a good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time zone it may be. Also, I can wave now. Trying out this newer VTuber program I heard of called Warudo. It's honestly, so far, it's really, really nice. Those on. Like, it has really good tracking, not just for face, but hands. I can track my hands now, which is pretty dang cool. You didn't see that? You didn't see nothing. You didn't see me flip the bird. It also has native prop support, so I could like a prop search and everything. So I could say this little gremlin on my head if I really want to. Or say head crab wearing headphones. It's a really, really nice program. It runs so well compared to VC Phase. It even has this really neat little translucent hologram mouse keyboard that tracks what I'm typing, where I'm moving my mouse, so you can see what I'm doing. It's pretty dang cool. And so on today's schedule, we are playing more Final Fantasy XIV. We're finally onto the second expansion. We're finally starting Stormblood today. I'm excited. I love Stormblood. It's not as good as like Heaven's Word or Shadowbringers, but it's still a pretty good expansion. It's fun. I'm just gonna adjust this a little. I can make this a little closer so my arms aren't so stuck out. Yeah, that would be... Oh, side to side. I could use that. I think that looks good. Trackpad. That in. Yeah, road trip time. Well, yeah, Stormblood's more or less the first road trip. Okay, so that's situated. Definitely need to see if there's a way to zoom in without... Also, I can spin. Whee! Yeah, this program is, like, literally from the get-go, a significant improvement over VC Phase. It even works with my existing expression toggles. So let us, now that we've had a little bit of shenanigans, let us get into the game. Up and up.
question is, how will the Empire respond to the disappearance of Omega and the Primal? Oh, I didn't see you there. Forgive me. Word from Baelsar's wall is proving long in the coming, and my mind cannot help but stray to grim places.
Alphino, a message from the Alliance.
It's about time. Pray summon the others at once.
Yes, sir.
General Uldin reports that his forces have secured the breach in Baelsar's wall.
And what of the Primal and Omega?
There is still no sign of either at this time. He writes that they will begin a more thorough investigation shortly. And, as expected, he wishes to petition the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
As expected.
The Alliance's decision to capture a part of Baelsar's wall is open to interpretation.
The wall serves to demarcate Imperial territory, Alamigo included, from the rest of Eorzea. To an observer, the Alliance's actions could be seen as a prelude to invasion.
Indeed, and the Alliance leaders have no wish to be branded invaders.
You're saying they won't fight for Alamigo? Even after everything that's happened?
Not without the consent of her people, no. Make no mistake, Lys, the Alliance is in complete agreement that the Empire must be purged from Eorzea. However, they will not set foot in Gyr Abania until they have formally secured the consent and cooperation of the Alamigan opposition.
They would have us act as intermediaries.
Precisely. The Scions are uniquely qualified to serve in this capacity. That is to say, Lys's, given her personal connection to the Resistance. Who better than you to broker an agreement between the Alliance and the people of Alamigo? Assuming you are willing, of course.
Of course I am. You know I'd like nothing
Yeah,
more.
like literally the last quest before this was us finding out that Ida is not Ida, but Ida is Lys.
As for who should accompany you on said diplomatic mission, I had a mind to volunteer myself.
Well, that covers the talking part. But you just know there'll be trouble along the way. Are you available?
Of course I'm available. You know I'm down for an adventure.
Thanks. It means a lot knowing you'll be there.
I too shall accompany you. Such endeavours are seldom hampered by a surfeit of healers.
Good point. Allow me to offer my services as well.
Yay, road trip with Kryol.
I have spent quite enough time here of late, so I'll be coming. But we will need someone to keep an eye on things.
Oh yeah, Alice as well, let's go.
I trust you have no objections?
None, my lady. Gladly
Girls'
shall I continue
night.
to serve as caretaker
Well,
of the
girls' night
Waking
and
Sands,
Alphino.
and there keep watch for signs of primal and Ascian activity both.
Girls' trip plus
As
Alphino.
capable as my learned friend undoubtedly is, there are some troubles that may prove too much for a single scion, on account
Girls'
of
trip,
which
girls'
I
trip.
mean to stay.
It is settled then. Let us each see to our preparations.
And before we actually do anything, I'm gonna actually pick a pose to use, because Warudo has poses. So that I don't just have to keep standing. Angle plus like that. Like, this program literally has everything, like 10 different kinds of like facial and hand tracking and stuff. It has baked in poses and it uses Unity poses. Like, just out from the get-go, you could just slap one in and it works. Let's see. Where are these sit poses? There's a wave hand emote. Well, it would work if I didn't have that up. Uh, Sitting. Let's pick a different pose so that I'm not getting upskirted a little. Uh, oh, I clicked on a button I didn't mean to click on. That'll probably open a folder. What is Taylor sitting? Oh, that's man spreading. That's going to upskirt me so much now. Oh, but cross-legged looks nice. Let's go cross-legged. I just need to lower down. Up. Okay, that's good. Let's get the trackpad lowered too. There we go. That looks good. Like that.
Ready, my friend?
Yeah, it's so nice that it has like I looked through the list of poses. There's at least 100 in there,
Well then.
and I can put
Sorry,
my
I leave
own
the rising
custom
stones in
poses I
your
have
capable hands.
into.
Don't worry, Alphino. I'll see that the place is still standing when you come back.
So I don't have to spend my streams just standing. I could be sitting, laying. I could be doing so much. Oh yeah, and
Mistress
we
Y'shtola
also
has unfolded all.
we
You are
met
bound to hear about her?
Gosetsu as well. I love Gosetsu.
Aye. The Alliance would have us make contact with the Alamegan resistance as soon as possible.
Yeah, Yugiri is great as well.
It begins then. As soon it shall in Doma, if the gods are good. 'Tis but a pity it must be now. I am sorry that we shall not be present to fight beside you in the battles to come.
You have stood with us countless times, Lady Yugiri. Pray do not apologize.
Then let us thank you instead. You and yours stood with us from the first, when we came to this land as refugees in search of sanctuary. Loath am I to think what might have become of my people, had you not extended to us the hand of friendship. We will never forget. This I solemnly swear.
Much has changed since first you set foot on these shores. Revenant's Toll stands as a testament to that. I'm sure your people will manage in your absence.
Yeah, Yugiri
Indeed.
really is
They have
pretty.
built a new home for themselves and no longer need me to shepherd them. The time has come for Kozetsu and I to return to our master, to our home. I know how you feel. It's time I went home too.
Though our battlefields be 1,000 mounds apart, our purpose is one. That all men hearken to the clarion call of freedom, of liberation, from Eorzea to the far east, that they may rise up and cast down the curse of Garlemald.
Take care, you hear me? When all of this is over, we're going to celebrate. Together. Just you wait.
I should like that very much. Fare you well.
A thousand malms apart, yet united in purpose. Let us pray both our endeavors meet with success, shall we then? Wait, not just yet. I knew I'd forgotten something important. Lise, could you come with me? Me? What? Now? Alright then, if you insist. There we go, now she looks like Lise. Yeah, she gets a new outfit, the first thing she does is just punch out the air. What do you think? As you can see, I designed it to be light and loose, an outfit tailor-made to the needs of a skilled fighter like Lise. Your work never ceases to impress. Much more of this, and I may have to stop introducing you as the science receptionist and start referring to you as our preeminent seamstress. It's lovely, Tataru. Thank you. I feel like I could take on a legion. I'm glad you like it, and with that, I'll delay you no longer. Safe travel. Then onward to Garabania. Our first stop will be at I still can't pronounce that, a spire in the East Shroud. I'm not going to try to pronounce that word, that is big and confusing. Like if an NPC pronounces it, then learn from that, but I'm not going to try to pronounce it without that. Also, I have Ixion already. Yeah, it's one of the mount rewards from Chloe's silver certificates. So I nabbed Ixion. All are present and accounted for. When you are ready, my friend, pray inform the officer that we wish to proceed in Gear Abania. Ah, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. We were told to expect you. Shall I summon... shall I summon someone to escort you to the wall? I was one sticker away from 3 lines on my very first journal last week.
I remember crossing the border, standing in Girabania once more. Me and my fellow scions, the warrior of light among us. Behind us, Baelsar's wall cutting the land in two. Freedom on one side, tyranny on the other. Tyranny and the promise of a new beginning. But one that could only be bought with flames and blood.
Hooray! Greetings, Scions. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, I welcome you to Castrum Oriens. Thank you, General. We were relieved to hear that your forces secured the wall without incident. Has the Imperials made any attempt to retake the Castrum since then? None. Save for a few skirmishes between our scouts and their patrols, we've had barely any contact with them, but we all know it's only a matter of time before things escalate. As if attacking Baelsar's wall weren't enough, Ilberd summoned a primal right on their doorstep. And Garlemald is not like to let such shows of defiance go unanswered. It was a declaration of war, even if it was not Ilberd's to make. And now we are bound by it, for weal or for woe. The Scions stand ready to serve, General. What would you ask of us? As stated in my message, the Alliance will not proceed without the support and cooperation of the Alamegan people. We would have you serve as our emissaries and make contact with the Resistance. Consider it done, General. We won't let you down, I swear. Then I'll leave you to it. Godspeed. Ha. Of all the Castra in the walled world, you walk into mine. Master Garland, what brings you here? A certain missing Allagan weapon in Draconic Primal. Omega and Shinryu, I think the shinobi called it? Anyway, we've been studying their trail of destruction, hoping it might lead us somewhere, which it has singularly failed to do. Then, just like Omega fell to Earth in occupied territory, meaning it may already be in Imperial hands. Even so, it bears repeating that we engage the stasis system. Assuming the command was received and executed successfully, the weapon will be of no use to them. Assuming. We should hurry up and find it regardless. All the more reason to reach out to the Resistance. If we want to press on into Garabania, we will need their blessing. Everyone's counting on us. Let's not waste any more time talking. As you've probably heard, there are plenty of factions in the Resistance, so I'm taking us to see the one with the most influence. Their headquarters are located in a place called Rauger's Reach, an old temple to the east of here across the Veladino River. I learned a route that should allow us to forward Imperial patrols. Stick with me and we'll be there before you know it. Oh, I did, like, when I finished stream last Monday, I watched the Stormblood trailer. Still with me? Good. From here, we'll head northeast towards the river. The water's not too deep, so we won't have to swim. I was originally planning on finishing post Heavensward last Sunday during my normal stream, but server issues happened midstream, so I had to take that Monday after an appointment and just go and finish off the rest of the post Heavensward. But I did, and we are now here. Also, I should probably look for Aether Current. That's the compass, that's the thing. South. Okay, that's probably gonna be over there. That's out of the way. I'm not exactly sure what happened. All I know is I was teleporting to Gridania to speak with Amaric and got sent to I got booted out to the login screen with it. And then I tried multiple times to get back in, and I could not. And then they posted on the lodestone that there were server issues. I don't see any soldiers. Good, let's cross. You're wondering about the tower to the south? I mean, yeah, Aether Current is, but they also halved every Aether Current in the older expansion zone. So instead of needing 4, now I just need, or instead of needing 8, and you just need 4. It's part of Castellum Veladina. That's what the Imperials decided to call the old bridge after they fortified it. I call it a great big eyesore. Honestly, you can see that rotten banner from absolutely miles away. They never miss a chance to rub our noses in it, do they? Come on, we should keep moving. I know Dawn Trail has the 8 currents per zone, I think Endwalker does as well. But every other previous expansion zone has 4 per zone. Which is honestly better than how WoW does it, cause no matter how old I mean, eventually they make old expansions just free for flying, but for like the most recent 2 or 3, you still have to do the frickin' uh, those stupid meta achievements that have you get like 5 different achievements, and then you have to get another meta achievement that has like 5 more achievements baked in. And it's just like a bunch of reputation grinding, exploring, doing mission quests in zones, blah blah blah. It's pain. Here it's just find the currents, do 4 side quests in a specific MSQ, boom, you can fly. So much nicer. Also, I forgot how ungodly bright this zone is. Or a lot of these zones in Garabania. We're here. On the other side of this pass is Ralger's Reach. So you say, but all I see are rocks. I presume there was some sort of trick to this? Indeed, a glamour. Good eye, Y'shtola. I take it they have a talented mage in their ranks, or mayhap an artificer trained in the modification of glamour prisms. Something like that. The important thing is that it fools the Garleans. Oh, before we go in, I don't know if the tower told you, but my friend Nago, the messenger who came to the Rising Stones, is a member of this faction. So they know us, and they shouldn't attack us on sight. That said, they can be a bit jumpy, so let me lead the way and, don't go reaching for your weapons or anything. And with a sprinkle of demasking dust, all is laid bare.
I remember the old stories. How the Breaker of Worlds came down from on high and cleft the earth with a single blow. Ralger's Reach, a holy place and a fitting home for the resistance, for the brave and the true, the loyal sons and daughters of Alamigo. They were waiting for us there, men and women whose souls still cried out for what was lost, for what could be ours again.
You'll forgive us our precautions, but we couldn't be sure who had crossed the barrier. We see you now. Who you are, though. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Let's see. I'm gonna change up my pose real quick. I adore Monago as well. He is great. Uh, okay, that won't be a bad pose if I just lower the keyboard trackpad. Okay, that actually looks kind of cozy, and I could put a prop on my head. Let's that 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 on. There we go. Now, I know you would not have come all this way unless you had something important to discuss, and I'm eager to hear what it is you have to say. But let's not do this on our doorstep, eh? Come with me. Also, I'm gonna quickly see if I could figure out how to improve head turning so I can actually turn my head and not just be kind of staring ahead. Yeah, nothing like a little bit of scuff, but this is the good kind of scuff because we're just figuring things out, getting this looking good. Uh, that. Okay, that's not bad. Uh, okay, there we go. That's a bit better.
Allow me to welcome you once more to Ralga's Reach, our humble headquarters. My name is Conrad Kemp, and I have the dubious honor of overseeing operations here.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Master Kemp. I am Alphino Leveilleur of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, as are my comrades. Before I speak of our purpose here, pray allow me to thank you for sheltering Ida, forgive me, Lys, and Papalimo at great risk to yourselves.
No, there's no need for that. They risked their necks for us enough times. 'Twas the least we could do.
I wanted to, I mean, about the mask and...
Ah, don't fret over that. You're not the first person to take up arms against the Empire under a false name. We'd do the same if we had any sense. My condolences for your loss, child.
Papalimo laid down his life to save us, to give us a chance to make a better future for ourselves. There will never be a better time to drive the Garleans from our lands. But we have to take the lead on this. We can't leave it to fanatics like Ilberd.
More than a few of our people were taken in by his promises. Followed him all the way to the wall. Good men and women who never came back. When Monargo told us what had happened, how the bastard had made sacrifices of them for his twisted ritual, by Rolger it filled me with an unholy fury. But what's done is done. Best we can do now is see that it wasn't all in vain.
That is why we are here today, sir, to see that some good comes of this tragedy. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, we do hereby extend a formal offer of military assistance to the Alamegan resistance.
Do you now? Well, go on then. I'm sure there's more to it than that. So that's the way of it, eh? The Alliance, hoping to avoid a direct confrontation with the superior forces of the Empire, wishes to engage them by proxy with our vastly inferior ones. My comrades and I must confer on your proposal. A moment, if you please.
Of course, Master Kemp. Take all the time you require.
So, it would seem we find ourselves with a Seraphit's of free time. Forgive me. You are free to look around Ralger's Reach. In fact, I would encourage you to do so. To give you a better grasp of our current circumstances. Thank you, Master Kemp. I believe we will do just that. Let us make the most of this opportunity and assess the Resistance's capabilities. Free to poke our noses wheresoever we will, eh? I like the sound of that. Well, I already know this place inside out. I can show you around if you like, Pannifer. Great, let's get started. I'll bet you think the Resistance is mostly made up of Alamegan Highlanders like me. But the truth is that we don't even account for half. You've got Hellsguard from all the way up by the spine in here, and plenty of Seekers of the Sun like Nago. There's even some Beastmen. Well, Beast Women, I suppose. Like that one over there, she's an Ananta. They've been with us for a while now. Well, one of the smaller factions has. The rest won't have anything to do with us. We're no different from the Garleans to them. They keep to themselves, spending all their time crafting. Ananta make the most amazing jewelry, by the way. They use magics to twist metals and crystal into shapes you wouldn't believe. It's a pity people hardly ever get to see their work, but then most don't even know they exist. That's enough about them anyway. Let's take a closer look at the statue of Ralger, shall we? That's weird. Tracking's kind of not working when I'm not tabbed into the program, so let's see if I can fix that. Okay, it's still not, so is that an editor setting or something? Mm, Maybe if I set process priority higher. Uh, okay, it's gonna keep being dumb like that, that's fine. I'll just figure it out later. Pretty awe-inspiring, isn't it? Breaker of worlds who guided our ancestors to these lands all those centuries ago. Ida used to tell me the story on stormy nights. She wanted me to understand, to remember. At the end of the fifth astral era, when the waters rose higher and higher, people all across Eorzea beseeched the heavens for a sign, and lo, a burning star appeared in the eastern sky and led the way to these mountains of Gir Abania. They who were saved by his grace pledged to honor and revere him, to devote themselves to great works without and within. A storm of blood approaches fast, hell's open, heavens weep, for no one soul doth lie beyond the measure of his reach. That last part was inscribed on this stone by a monk of the Fist of Rhalgr. Ida explained it to me. A day will come bringing strife and sorrow that none may escape. Waste not these precious hours, but in quiet preparation make strong the body and mind. I don't know if that storm of blood is finally upon us, but if it is, I have to believe that everything we've been through, everything that has led us to this point, will see us through in the end. Sorry. That was all a bit melodramatic, wasn't it? Let's keep moving, shall we? Off to the infirmary. Let's see if this is a fix. If I just set the process priority to real time. That it works perfectly when I'm tapped in, but not tapped out. Let's just bump up tracking priority. Uh, let's see here. Okay, this might work, or it might not. It didn't. That's tedious. I'll figure it out later. Gotta be some fix or something. Like, it tracks briefly, and then it just stops. Is it the pose, maybe? I don't think it's the pose. Pose tracks fine when I'm tapped in. I mean, this'll be fine for now. This works. Scuffed, but this is the first time we're using it, so we embrace the scuff. We'll get it figured out later. This is the infirmary, as you can probably tell. Here's where the resistance healers patch up the wounded and tend to the sick. No matter how carefully we planned our operations, casualties were inevitable. It's a sad thing to think about, but it's also important to remember the cost, as Conrad would say. We should go now. I'll show you the Aetheryte Plaza next. Right, I didn't attune to the Aetheryte. I should, or getting back here is going to be annoying. When you've seen one Aetheryte, you've seen them all, right? Not quite. This one's an older design, dating back decades to when the Fist of Ralgr was still here. It may look a little different, but it works just as well as any other. I'll show you where the settlers are next, but don't forget to attune to the Aetheryte before we go. Alright, there's also the mini ones I should attune to. Two. I'll go attune to those real quick. Arms, armor, potions, you name it, these folks have got it. The Resistance would be in a bad way without brave merchants to keep it provisioned. If you're short on anything, or you need something repaired, these are the people to speak to. Oh, Alphino and Alice are here. Why don't we see how they're getting on? That's literally the same, so I'll just take the materia. Come to take the measure of our friendly neighborhood merchants? They're a bold lot, that much is plain, If the Imperials found out they were peddling their worst, the Resistance, they would be lucky to escape with their lives. It's a gamble, aye, and I admire their courage, but their motives could hardly be said to be altruistic. Ah, here you are. I've been looking all over for you. We finished discussing your proposal and we're ready to receive you all back at the tent. I've sent someone to fetch your Stola and Cryo, so if you'd like to follow me.
Thank you all for waiting. We have reached a consensus. I, Conrad Kemp, do hereby accept the Eorzean Alliance's proposal. You must understand, however, that our cooperation comes with certain caveats.
Those caveats being...
I take no joy in this, just so you know. Were it within my power, I'd offer you more assistance. But the Resistance is far more fragmented than you realize. The men and women in my care belong to but one of many factions. Simply put, I can only speak for the people of Rolga's Reach. Now, I have every intention of appealing to the others, and I expect many will agree. But it will take time, and I cannot guarantee universal support.
Understood. I shall see that the Alliance is under no misapprehensions as to your position.
Much obliged. But that's not the whole of it. As you can imagine, the loss of those who cast their lot with the Griffin left us short on numbers. Some of our most trusted veterans died at the wall, and we've had to fill their posts with the young and inexperienced. Frankly, everything's in a right bloody mess.
Oh, we'd be more than happy to help you get back on your feet. If we're going to work together, we'll be doing ourselves a favor.
Well, there's no shortage of work to be done, that's for sure. We're in dire need of new blood, too.
Stola and I could lend a hand in the infirmary. From what I saw, they could do with a few more healers.
Very well. I, for my part, shall return to the Rising Stones. I'm certain there are others among the Scions who would welcome the opportunity to fight for Alamegan liberation.
Hooray!
Is there anything else we can do to help?
I had something else in mind for you lot. Monargo and Mefrid will tell you more.
Oh, right, it's just like the beginning of Heaven's Word, where you have two sort of little quest chains to do.
Understood. We won't let you down.
Right then, Monago and Mefrid are to be our keepers. Knowing not what they require, one task is as good as the other. Make your choice, Pennifer. Grab that. Then I'm gonna restart the VTubing program, but run it as an admin and see if that fixes it, because I suspect it will. Yes. Oh, save changes. Poof. I am gone. Let's just find this in Steam and set it to run as an admin. Because when things don't work right, running it as an admin makes it work usually. Warudo. Cheese. Advance. I don't want full the properties, I want properties of this program. Run this program as an admin. Okay. And I want this to make changes. If this doesn't work, I'll have to figure out a fix later. If it does work, then hooray. Also, I have some Dark Knight quests I need to do. So we'll do Monago and Mephrod's quests, and then detour to do a little bit of Dark Knight stuff before more MSQ. Audio is loading. There's the box. And that box will soon become me. Tracking's loading. And I re-exist. Uh, let's move the keyboard up so that it's not in my... Actually, let's pick a different pose real quick. Now we've gone through like who knows how many at the moment. Just one more. What is... Okay, I don't know what that pose is. So, sitting female is... Not a bad pose. Actually, I just need to move the keyboard up a bit. Okay, yeah, this pose works. And now for the test. Okay, that's not working. Let's reset process priority to real time and see if that does anything. And if not, I don't know. General. Okay, real time process priority. Increase GPU priority is on. Up the anti-aliasing and let's just make the window width full screen 19. Okay, that zooms me in. Let's actually not bad. Gives me better positioning. Okay, yeah, let's keep the window size fixed. I can work with this. Figure it's higher quality. Okay, I'll save this. Scene. Okay, and the tracking loses. That's... whatever, I'll fix it later. I'll find out what's wrong. Let's do more MSQ. At the risk of repeating myself, it still hurt for me to believe that we'd meet again here of all places. Though I reckon you probably don't remember me after all this time, eh? I don't forget her face. I'm impressed. Given everything you went on to accomplish, you'd be forgiven for forgetting all about your time in Quarry Mill. Suffice it to say, we didn't forget about you either, nor the lives you saved. As for me, I went to Little Alamigo while Galleon was recovering. Gundabald was my former commander and an old friend, and I had a lot on my mind. In the end, I decided to disband our unit. I told the men to live their lives as they saw fit. Some chose to remain in Little Alamigo, and others went to Ul'dah for work. As you can see, I chose to come back to Garabania and join Conrad and the others. I've kept busy since then, ferrying people and provisions across the border and back. It's not been easy, but it's been fulfilling. Today, however, we'll be heading east into the peaks. Conrad thinks we might have luck finding new recruits in the village of Alagana. Alagana? If you're going there, you're taking me with you. Ah, that's right. You're from Alagana, aren't you, Lise? By all means, we'd welcome the company. There'll be more to it than just asking around, but we can talk about it on the way. Make your preparations and meet me by the tunnel to the peaks. I'll grab this one. Before we begin, I'd like to thank you and the Science again for patching me up after I bled all over your floor. I owe you my life and I won't forget that. Furthermore, it was rude of me to run off without saying a word. It's all well and good me claiming my duty she couldn't wait, but a parting thank you was the very least she deserved. My apologies. And thank you. Now, business. Commander Kemp entrusted me with a formal reply to be hand-delivered to the Alliance leadership. It covers everything we discussed, as well as detailing the disposition of our forces. What I need is an escort, one or two men at most, so we can make it to the wall swiftly and without attracting undue attention. Very well, I shall join you in this. General Alden commands the forces at Kashim Orans. It should be simple enough to see it into his hands. Great. That's just what I wanted to hear. When you're ready to depart, meet me at the pass leading out of the Reach. I'm gonna go work with Minago first. Second best... well, tied for second best cat in the game. Okay, that sightseeing log, I'll bother with that later. Let us defer to Minago. Did not mean to click. I meant to click on you. Got everything you need? Good. Let us be off. Okay, it seems like it's doing some trying to do face tracking now, or head movement. So it might actually be something I could fix and get working. Because I didn't really mess with the settings all that much. Besides figuring out how to get my model set up. Also, heck yeah, new combat music. Every expansion has new combat music and it's always good. You are level 60, you're Big Bird. Quiet, hear that? That was a ceruleum engine backfiring. Imperials. Ye gods, you have preternatural senses. I didn't hear a thing. When you grow up hunting in these lands, you learn to discern the sounds that could mean life and death, either of a predator or a patrol. From what I'm hearing, we have a 7-man patrol augmented with a single Magitech armor, wide search pattern, divided into 3 teams. I don't think they know we're here. It's risky, but we should split up and try to take them all by surprise at the same time. We don't want them calling reinforcements. 3 teams, 3 of us, nothing for it then. Where are they? Head north, you should see them long before they see you. I'll deal with the ones to the south. The armor should be just to the west. Pennifer's best equipped to deal with that. We attack in 5. That should be enough time to get into position. Rendezvous on the west bank after. Any questions? No? Good luck. Alright, we get to murder some people. Also, woo, I can use my fancy abilities where I need to build up points for my gauge. I can use the gauge abilities now. Wacha! Easy peasy. And there's a lot of crocodilators around. It looks like everything went to plan, not that I'm surprised. The 3 soldiers I faced didn't put up much of a fight. Most of the Imperials we get out here are conscripts from other provinces with little training and even less conviction. It's grim work, killing men and women like that, but don't doubt that they'd do the same to you if the roles were reversed. Don't you dare pity a man in armor. Conscript or no, a soldier piloting one of those can kill a dozen good men in the blink of an eye. Not that I need to tell you that after what happened at the wall. Right, I believe we've rested long enough. We should resume our journey before someone notices their missing patrol. We're clear. Only Alliance patrols ahead. You said the forces of Kashim Oriens were under the command of the Flame General Ralvin Aldin, did you not? By Ralger, the Bull of Alamigo himself. I never dreamed I'd have a chance to meet the legend. Yeah, you're getting to meet him. I got to fight him. And I won.
It is good to see you again, my friends. I hope you are here to tell me you have made contact with the Resistance.
We are, General. Allow me to introduce Monago of Rolga's Reach.
At your service, sir. And may I say what an absolute honor it is to stand before the Bull of Alamigo.
These are not the Blood Sands, girl. You and I are but soldiers on a battlefield fighting for the same cause.
As you say, General. On behalf of Commander Kemp of the Alamigan Resistance, I present to you our formal response.
Good. I'm glad we've reached an accord. Though I was not aware you had suffered such losses.
Aye. Some of our finest took part in the Griffin's doomed assault, and we've been struggling to find new recruits ever since. The massacres cast a pall over the whole Resistance, and many who might once have been open to joining us have since thought better of it.
After all of the Griffin's false promises, one can hardly blame them. They have no desire to give their lives for a lost cause.
We will not lie to them. This is war, and lives will be lost. Yet what we offer is not the fever dream of a madman, but true hope.
The people need proof of this, Father. Let us show it to them. I say we stand shoulder to shoulder with our new allies and engage the Garleans in open warfare. The Resistance must demonstrate that they can hold their own against Imperial regulars. And with our assistance, I am confident they can do just that. If we can achieve even a token victory, I believe it will serve to rekindle the hope of the Alamigan people and inspire them to rise up once more.
Aye. Aye. Once word spread that we'd won a battle against the Garleans, I'd wager we'd have new recruits flocking to us from malms around. The question is, when and where do we strike?
I'm glad you asked. I have a plan.
Hooray, I love Pippin's plans. Pippin has great plans. Our scouts recently informed me of an interesting development at Castellum Veladina. Namely, the arrival of a shipment rumored to have come from the research and development facilities near the capital, containing prototype Magitech armor. It is our assessment that this armor is to be field tested here, most likely against Alliance forces, mayhap before the day is out. Dang it all, more Magitech weapons, that's the last thing we need. Your concern is not unwarranted, but we needn't despair just yet. The shipment is thought to have contained a single heavy unit and 1 or 2 support units. With a well-laid ambush, we are confident we can destroy them all, hindering their development and delaying future deployment. And should we carry this out as a joint endeavor with the Resistance, they will have the rallying cry. It would mean dropping all pretense about the Alliance not wanting to go to war with the Empire, but you'd have a lot more folk willing to stand up and fight if they knew they weren't alone. And you were going to have to do it eventually anyway. Exactly. So what I propose is simple. We harry their patrols to bait them into bringing their prototype weapons to East End, where our Resistance allies will take them from behind. Simple indeed, and well within our capabilities. I see no reason to delay, especially if a field test is imminent. What say you? Assuming the Vice Marshal's intelligence is accurate, I agree with his assessment and fully support his plan. I shall notify my comrades at once. Understood. I shall have one of my men bring you the details of the plan anon. And we, for our part, will be fighting with the Alliance, yes? I somehow doubt you're intending to sit this one out. Yeah, we get to go break stuff and be a menace. We've been careful to avoid needless shows of force this side of the wall, but that's all about to change, and when it does, you may be sure they'll send their new toys out to entertain us. I would ask you to participate in this operation, but from that look, I see it as a foregone conclusion. My thanks. Per Pippin's plan, we need to turn East End into an Imperial graveyard. You're a dab hand at this, and I'd be a fool not to use you. Head to the spot on your map, right here, aye. Patrols should be along shortly. Deal with them, then rendezvous with the rest of us at this location. Go well. Yeah, I get to be a nuisance. I get to kill people and cause problems. What I love to do. Ow. Rude. I forgot how many of these annoying little blighters there are here. Ba, 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 ba. You wanna quit throwing crap at me and come over here so I don't pull that tree? Okay, fine, I can play that game too. I'll just throw crap at you. Cease. Cease your annoyingness. There's that Aether Current that I tracked earlier. Over a swim and drive into the river. East? I thought you said west. Ooh, solo instance. I'm down. Let's have some fun. Our scouts report that a unit escorting the prototype weapons has left cache from Valadina. The resistance is already in position, so we have but to wait for our guests to arrive. Oh, it's you again.
Things looked grim for us after Cartano, didn't they? Oh, how they doubted us. Yet here we are, right as rain, with fancy new toys to put through their paces.
Kick your butt again.
It's like all my name days have come at once.
You said that last time I kicked your butt.
Well, 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 if it isn't Garland's little troublemaker. I can't wait to see the look on Xenos' face when I bring him your head.
You can try.
That is, if my secret weapons here don't grind it into mush. Attack!
Okay, you guys want to be annoying. I'll kick your butts too. Ayo achievement. Yeah, that's right, sucker. He who fights and runs. What the? Who in the hell's you lot? Let none escape. That Captain Coward. Gonna run off. Nuh-uh. Okay, well, we gotta power through this now before it goes kaboom. Okay, there we go, we got this. Easy clap.
Oh! Damn it all! Miracles of Magitech design, my arse! I'd cast harder stools than these piles of scrap. You'll pay for this. Mark my words, the next time we meet will be the last.
Aye, run and tell your viceroy. The day belongs to El Amigo.
Well done, all of you. I'd call this operation a resounding success. Can't say I'm surprised. Wolf Alamigo had an impressive military record before he went west, as I recall. Credit where it's due, Master Camp. 'Twas Marshal Terrapin who made this plan, and all of you, Resistance and Alliance alike, carried it out to perfection. Aye, that they did. Not a single casualty, for which I'm grateful beyond words. I have no doubt our comrades back at the Reach will feel the same. As will ours. It's been a pleasure, General. Until the next battle. Nago, I leave the Scions in your care. We shall return to the castrums, then. Hennifer, Mistress Levier, once more you have my thanks. As Master Kemp said, until the next battle. I'd heard the stories, but to actually see you in action, I almost found myself pitying the Imperials. Seriously though, it was inspirational. But you must be tired of hearing that, eh? I'll keep it simple then. Thanks for the help out there. Well, there's no reason to remain here any longer. Let's get back to the Reach. Probably should teleport, that'd be faster. I don't mind the trip. Kinda makes me wonder if there's some player out there who doesn't attune to the Aetherites and just travels very slowly by running everywhere. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if there's a loon out there like that. This tunnel will take us all the way to the peaks. We're on a mission for Congratulagana. Clear the barricade if you would. Aye, sir. Shouldn't take more than a moment. There are more villages there than out here, but also more Imperials keeping a close eye on things. We'll need to tread carefully.
I remember the peaks of Girabania, silent watchmen that would stand long after we were gone. We came seeking allies to join us in the fight against the Empire. People who had had enough. People who had suffered every possible indignity, who had been treated like animals, day after day after day.
Keep a glamour in place here too, as you may have noticed. So far as the Imperials are concerned, this is not more than a testament to the savage impulses of a lesser race. Remember, though, once we leave these ruins, we'll have no glamours to conceal us. The villages to the east, keep watch for patrols as we move. Nary an Imperial in sight, that's a mercy. Alagana's due east, past that bridge. Follow me, it's not much further. You can rest easy, we made it. This is Alagana. It feels strange coming home like this. I always imagined it would be... Oh, sorry, that has nothing to do with why we're here. We need recruits. We do, but as I said back at the Reach, it's a little more complicated than just asking for volunteers these days. As you know, we're short-handed because many of our people were taken in by the Griffin's promises and went to the wall, never to return. It wasn't just them, though. Folks from all over, including some of my former comrades, answered his call to arms. As for why we came to this particular village, it's a rumor that Alagana lost a few youths as well. If there's truth to that, then there could be others sympathetic to the cause. Then again, after the Griffin's betrayal, they may be suspicious of outsiders claiming allegiance to the Resistance, and rightfully so. So, with all that in mind, how are we supposed to convince them to join? I mean, I knew it wouldn't be as simple as giving a speech in the village square. Not if you didn't want the place to be burned to the ground, no. You might as well piss in the Viceroy's eye. You'll need to be a good deal more circumspect than that. You never know when an Imperial spy is listening. You must speak with the Elder first. I know for a fact he can be trusted, but listen to what he has to say and decide what to do after. Sounds like a plan. Let's hope there are still some brave men and women here willing to fight. Dragon Frid, the village elder, is over by the shore. No time like the present. Let's have a word. Don't know you, traveler. You a merchant? You'll not find much custom here. Greetings and well met, Elder, and sincerest apologies that I did not send word ahead of our arrival. Too long have we been away from Alakana, and I would know of your recent trouble. Ah, your comrades of Mefred. I see, I see. Speak on, though I suspect I know your purpose. The Griffin came with many men and left with many more. Such is the rumor. Is it true? He lit a fire in their hearts and then dangled a dream before their tired eyes. And now you come to steal away what few remain. The Griffin was a traitor and a madman, and we had no part in his schemes. We have made an agreement with the Alliance. This time it will be different. This time? Cold comfort to the dead and the ones they left behind. How much more must we give before you've had your fill? But surely you hate the Empire as much as we do. They took our lands, our traditions, even our god, and they demand a fifth of what little we've got left. I hate the Beastards, every fibre of my being. But hate's not enough, Mefford. We can't keep doing this. I'll not tell anyone you came, but you need to go. Now, leave us be and never return. You've got no right to speak to us like that. I've got a quarry that was producing barely enough to keep us fed, and that was before half our young men and women went off to die for your bloody cause. So yes, I've got every right to tell you to leave my village. No, you don't, because it's my village too. My home. What in the hells are you on about? Wait, I know those eyes. You're one of Curtis's girls. Lise Hext, and I'm here to take back my homeland. By Ralger. The last time I saw you, I didn't even know if you were still alive, and I never thought you would come. I almost didn't, and my sister never will. Lots of others won't either, and that's why we've got to carry on the fight. Who even sound like him? As you say, I've got no right to tell you to leave. Alagana is as much your home as it is mine. But I say to you again, we can give no more. This I heard you the first time. Let's go. That could have been handled better, but what's done is done. At least we've been granted permission to stay. I was hoping Ragnfrid might help for us to recruit some of his people, but that clearly isn't going to happen. If we're to convince any of them to join, we first need to regain their trust. It's risky and it's hardly subtle, but I say we approach the villagers directly, see what problems they've got, and if we can do anything to help. Makes sense to me. Let's split up and ask around. A new phase in Alagana? Huh. What would you ask of me then? A stranger and a generous soul. Besides, bollocks. There's not more suspicious than a good Samaritan. On the other hand, if you were an Imperial agent, I'd expect you'd go about your business with more discretion. Bugger me, you really are here to help, aren't you? Very well, I'll take you up on your offer, stranger. My little brother's working the rocks by Grim and Enid. He's got something for me. Can you go and get it? Right then. Brighton Curl is his name. Ask him for the leftovers. He ought to understand. You'd best keep your distance if you know what's good for you. Say your piece and move on. Looking for folks down on their luck? Congratulations, you found one. As you can see, my leg ain't what it used to be. Some days I can hardly walk for the pain. Mornings are the worst, especially after a cold night. Hard labor's right out, too much pain and trouble for others. If the tea would help with it, though, I'd need to grind a chapuli horn and a hornbill talent for the blend. Eh? You'll go and get them for me, just like that? You needn't trouble yourself so. Here for the leftovers, are you? Not like my brother to send someone in his stead, but so be it. It's all in the sacks over yonder. They're bleeding heavy, mind, so be careful when you pick them up. Been gone a while. What brings you back to Alagana? The stuff I said I'd bring you? Oh, I mean, in times like these, you never think people will actually... This country's hardened people, but it's not just that. The Imperials, they've made it known I'm not to be helped. A dead man's good for one lesson, you know, whereas a live one... You're with the Resistance, right? I suppose there's no reason not to tell you then. My father, God's rest his soul, was deathly sick at the time, and so I'd gone out into the forest, spear in hand, to gather herbs. And then I had the good fortune to run into an Imperial patrol. My weapon marked me as a rebel, or so they said. Not that it had made a difference if I'd fought back. I knew what a lot of them were about at the moment that Centurion laid eyes on me. Didn't matter in the end. Of course, some people just like to hurt others, and by the time I limped back to the hut, it was too late for my father. Too late for me to, and many others, I imagine. Help them too if you like. They'll be grateful and say thank you, but beyond that, I wouldn't hope for much. The new face. You have my leftovers. Well, I'll be. You actually went and brought the whole lot. Much obliged. It's saltpeter for making fire sand, in case you're curious what it's all for. The rocks by the lakes have got good deposits. It ain't hard for my brother to pass for any other plodding quarryman, all while sweeping bits and pieces off to the side to bundle up and sell to the settlers and what trade with the Resistance. It's a living and a way of fighting back besides. Our way of spitting in the Garlean's eye for putting our father in an Imperial uniform and shipping him off to some faraway province 15 years ago. Don't know if he's dead or alive, even, though if he were alive, he'd not be long for this world if we were caught fighting for the Resistance. But this is the best we can do. That's the long and short of it. We do what we can, though we know it's not enough. I think you'll find that most folks here ain't much different. Everybody's got a reason, but in the end, the result is the same. I suppose I just wanted you to know, is all, that we know why you're here, that even if we can't join you, we wish we could. There you are. I've been trying to help the villagers deal with this food shortage of theirs. Recently, the Imperials have been swooping into villages unannounced and seizing supplies in order to prevent the people from stockpiling, in case they might be in league with the Resistance. It's not much, but I've taught them a few tricks to better hide what little they've got left. How's Lise getting on, by the way? You'd think people would be more inclined to trust a local girl, assuming they remember her, that is. No, I didn't mean to. And where were you these past 20 years? Where were you when we were being ground under the Black Wolf's boot? On the other side of the Beastard wall, living the high life, I wager? That's not fair. Oh, and who's this? Another one of your freedom-loving friends? Deigning to help us poor unfortunate souls? Trying to whip us up into a frenzy so we'll go and storm a castrum with our pickaxes and shovels? Leave, all of you, before you bring a cohort down on us all. And you, don't you dare speak like you're one of us. You can't even begin to understand what we've been through. You weren't here, Lise. You weren't here. This is my home, and I love it with all my heart, and if you truly have any love for it too, you'll keep us out of your doomed rebellion. He has a point. No matter what I say or do, it doesn't change the fact I left them behind. This isn't about me or anyone else. It's about Alamigo. Let's go and find Mefford. Looks like the Elder wasn't the only one unwilling to hear us out. Can't blame them, given what happened at the wall. I thought I might be able to appeal to them as a fellow. I don't know. But if anything, it just made them angrier. I haven't lived through it like they have. I can't claim to know the struggle like they do either, Lise. I ran too, but if I hadn't, I'd never have met Pennifer or the rest of you, and we might not be here today in a position to make a difference. So I don't regret my choices, nor will I apologize for them. There's more than one way to fight. Help. Someone. Anyone. We need help. I don't like the sound of that one bit. Come on. Rekrata, the Tributor man, and the bloody Ratman, dang it all. You there, take a deep breath and then tell us what happened. It was all business as usual. The Tributum's due soon, and we were taken into the Imperials when the Kikiran attacked. They took my brother and our money. Took him where? Ruins to the south of here. It was just an old temple before they came in. Listen, Rekrata's the only family I've got left. If I lose him, Ziggurat? If the Ratman took him there, he's as good as dead. We've got to go after them. If there's even a chance her brother is still alive, we have to try. Right, Lise. We've got to help them. If not for the missing man, then for the Tributum. Guardians won't suffer excuses if they're late. Oh, holy crap. Howdy, howdy, Merchant. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome, welcome. All in one. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. For those of you who may not know me, I am Penny. I am the internet's self-proclaimed big sister, problem, menace to society, gremlin, lover of puns. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Thank you for the raid, Merchant. Having some fun playing Final Fantasy XIV. Thank you for the follows, one and all. So, Rekrata is being held somewhere at the Ziggurat to the south, which has been taken over by a host of Kikiran bandits. That about covers it, then. Be prepared for a fight. They may not be the most challenging foes, but there's sure to be a lot of them. It's such a fun game. Technically not my first time playing through. I've played through to the end of Endwalker before. But while I'm working on getting Dawn Trail, I figured I'd make an alt to just play through the story again and stream it. And it's been so much fun streaming the story. Today's the first day of Stormblood for us. Yeah, most Final Fantasy XIV streamers are just DJs. I am, fortunately, not a DJ. I couldn't DJ if my life depended on it. But I am I am good at combat and very much enjoy the story. Dark Knight, my beloved. Such a fun job. Honestly, that's fair. Like, it's taken me... what, at least... it's at least 200 hours, if not more, to get where I'm at. Start of the second expansion. There's a lot of story to do. A lot of fun. And the free trial does include everything up to the end of the second expansion, so you wouldn't even need to pay. You'd get like 400 plus hours of game time just for free. This is indeed Stormblood. I started Stormblood today. I Final Fantasy streamed last week. I was finishing up post Heavensward when we got hit with server issues, so I had to spend Monday finishing the rest of it. But it was fun, and we are now properly into Stormblood. Please, let me go. I'm begging you. I don't want to die. Yeah, my main's a Femme Mikote. I have another Femme Mikote alt on Crystal, and then I'm playing a Femra to spice things up. Here's that. I think it came from the top of the ziggurat. Dares come to loot our man flesh. Ours to eat, ours to eat. Also, I wouldn't mind if you refreshed raiders, because Twitch is annoying about counting raiders as viewers. It's always annoying like that. Like, they should just by default count raiders as viewers. But they don't. It's tedious. Like, you could get hit with a 500-person raid, and if nobody refreshed, it wouldn't count for nothing. Oh, Circle of Pain. Everything is on fire, yes. Like Dark Knight AoE rotation, you can't see anything. Everything's just a blur of color and pain. Yeah, Twitch not adding raids after minute is a very big pain. Like, they should, so that raiders don't have to bother with refreshing and can just chill. As I do sometimes forget to not remind raiders to refresh. Oh yeah, and it makes them watch ads too, that's cringe. fortunately and or unfortunately, I am not yet affiliate, so I don't have ads. But I will be there soon, and this raid will probably... Oh, I just got raided by Merchant again. Let's go. I am very close. I was at 2.3 average viewers, and with this 40-person raid, that might honestly push me up enough. I don't think I've never been rated more than maybe 10 people at most, so 40 is kind of insane. But it is appreciated. Yep, average is the only thing left. 7 days done. I've been streaming like, I think I've had 20 days this past 30 days. Then there's 8 hours. I'm up to like 70 hours currently these 30 days. Let's freaking go. 18 viewers. Heck yeah, that is going to help a lot. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if I hit affiliate with all of this, because I am currently at above 2.3 average viewers. Yeah, I do appreciate you, Hazel. Your help is always appreciated. Makes this a little easier. Twitch just makes it needlessly hard to get average viewers. Like, I've had streams where I've had like 6, 7 viewers and it actively watching, and like the average viewer is 1 or 2, which is tedious. But yeah, if Twitch would just make it so raids count as raiders count as just active viewers. Oh, honestly, even if I do hit it, I would love to collab. Collabing is a lot of fun. I've got a collab plan this Wednesday, and one of my resolutions for this year was to collab more. I'm absolutely down to collab, whether or not I do hit affiliate. Hi, Ralger. What did I ever do to deserve this? I've gone to bed hungry for months. I'm skin and bones. I'd hardly make a snack, much less a meal. Oh, you found him. Wait, are you here to rescue me? Your sister sent us. It's going to be alright. My sister? Oh, Ralger be praised, she's safe. And you? You lot fought your way in here just for me? To think there are still good, brave folk in the world. We should go before the Kikiran return in force. Do you still have the Tributum? Oh gods, the Tributum. The Imperials will be wondering where I am. I have to go. Right now, in your condition? You don't understand. You were given a warning last month for being short. If I don't make it in time, there's no telling what will happen to me and my sister. Ah, that's annoying that... Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Hazel, that they're taking so long to do their rigging. You wanna go jump? Let's go. Thank you for the follow, Swifties. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad we saved him, but seeing him run off like that, I've got a bad feeling about this. Oh, yay, we get to meet her. Yay. Listen, Pennifer, Meffred, I think we need to go after Berkrata. Wait, you had better not be thinking of stopping him. You heard what he said. If they don't pay one way, they'll pay another. I know that, I do, and I don't want to interfere. I just want to see that he makes it there safely. Who knows, it might count. Twitch is Twitch, it's weird. If that's the sum of it, then fine. Let's head down and see if we can't pick up his trail. Let's see if I can find the stairs down. Eee. Maybe poor Greedo was the one doing the rigging and that's why he got fried. Because he was just taking forever. Any luck? Chocobo feather, is it? By my reckoning, it came from Recratus bird, in which case, there's a collapsed bridge just around the bend. Hug the rock, stick to the shadows. We'll find him soon enough. Also, if my model doesn't look like it's really moving much, it's due to this program I'm starting to use. It's called Warudo. It's really good. Like, it has native hand tracking, so I can wave, wiggle my fingers, flip the bird. But when I'm tabbed into something else, it tends to go wonky on the tracking. It doesn't track as well, which I need to figure out, because I do love having native hand tracking and just really good face tracking. I'll definitely be messing around with that after stream to see if I could figure it out. But yeah, I can wave to my chatters now. I'm happy. I am so happy that I can wave. Double-handed. And it also has this really cool little like holographic keyboard thing that tracks where I'm typing and where I move my mouse, which is super nice. I usually use the VC face for my 3D model, but I decided to try Warudo. It works really nicely, aside from the losing tracking when I'm tapped into something else. But I'm sure I'll figure that out after stream. Yeah, Warudo has so many features. Like, it has like at least 10 different natively built-in face and hand tracking supports, which is kind of insane. And like, pets are appreciated. It even has like native prop support, like this little Doro figure on my head. It's a prop I found in the program. I can toggle that off and instead toggle this little head crab wearing cat ear headphones. In VC Face, it's a classic. It works well. It hasn't been updated in a while, but it doesn't really need updates. It's good as it is. But Warudo having the 3D animation data, being able to use that is nice. And it has like 100 something built-in idle poses. Like it has dancing, running, sit poses, lay poses. It has so much built into it. And it even has native support for Unity animation files, so you can just load in an animation file if it has like the bones and stuff set up, and it'll work with it. We have VC Face. It's my go-to. It works great. It works really nicely. But I'm trying this out, and if I can get the tracking to work, then I might stick with the Warudo. But yeah, we also be doing the Unity work. Because my 3D model is my VRChat one. It's a booth model called Kikyo that I've customized quite a bit. God, yeah, if I get the money and I can afford Live 2D, I will get a Live 2D model. And be able to just alternate between 3D and 2D whenever I want. Yeah, I've spent a lot of time in Unity figuring out how to take a VRChat model and turn it into a VTuber one. And then I spent like 2-3 hours yesterday figuring out how to turn said VTuber model into a Warudo compatible one. And even more time figuring out how to add the 52 ARKit expression blend shapes onto my model. Which, well, I mean, you said your artist is good, you're just complaining about the one who's doing the rigging. I would certainly go with that artist and not the one doing the rigging.
Worse. Skulls. Listen, Lise, whatever happens, stay hidden and do not intervene. Understood?
What?
Yeah.
Halt!
I mean, blend shapes aren't too confusing. It's literally just a slider that changes something. Like, I found a thing on Booth that would add in the 52 blend shapes needed onto my model just with a button click, which was honestly really nice.
Oh aye, a likely story. Only a fool would dare to come so late. Or, mayhap...
If you use the Hana tool, that basically just adds in the ARKit blend shapes with a button click. It by default includes...
I was waylaid by bandits.
Ooh, that's nice. That's neat. I'll have to give that a look. But yeah, I saw that Hanato had the V-Roid stuff built in, but I found one for the model I use, which was really nice. Oh, these guys are being rude.
Is this a joke? You don't seriously expect us to believe this is a fifth? How stupid do you think we are?
It is, I swear, on my mother's life.
Oh, don't be rude.
You came late, you lied about bandits, and then you tried to cheat the Empire of its due.
Think you can kill them all, including the ones watching from the tower? Even if you did, others would come for him and his family. You'd be condemning them all to a life of hard labour, assuming they didn't just execute them, that is.
Like, I'm the kind of person who, even if a video game gives me the chance to be rude, I'm not gonna pick the rude options. I feel bad being mean to NPCs needlessly. I mean, if the NPC's being a dick and they deserve it, then sure, I'll be a bit rude, but if they're just there, I'm not gonna be mean to them. Makes me feel bad.
It's your fault I have to listen to people go on and on about how Alan Egan's can't be trusted. I've worked and toiled harder than any man. I'm a citizen, goddammit. And what are you? A stupid, stubborn little dog who'd sooner bite the hand that feeds him and pine for the good old days.
Yeah, I hate these scold jerks.
That's enough!
But I do like Fordola. Fordola's pretty, even if she's kind of an a-hole. God, I tried a Renegade run on Mass Effect. I couldn't. I tried, but I couldn't.
I bet the poor bastard can't believe his luck. He gets to go home. We should do the same.
Yeah, Fordola is so hot. Like, I will gladly simp for the evil guys if they are hot. Like Xenos. I love Xenos. Xenos is he's he's like so horribly evil, but he's hot. He's a hunk. I'd heard their commander was keen-eyed. Gods, that was a near thing. It tears me up inside to see our own kinsmen doing the bidding of the Viceroy. But they made their choice, and if it comes to it, I'll cut down every last one of them myself. Weapons are worth more than materia. Krata's alive, and the tribunum's been paid. That's all that matters for now. I, for one, would rather not wait around to see if the Skulls decide to return. We'd best get back to Alagana and tell Ragnfrid his man got the job done. Yeah, like, Final Fantasy XIV has so many hot, hunky, evil characters. Like, I know they're supposed to be evil, we're supposed to fight them, defeat them, and not root for them, but they're so hot. Like, there's Gaius, when we actually get to see unmasked Gaius, he's so hot. Nero, I love Nero so much. Nero's a hunk, and it's fun seeing him go against Sid. We owe you a debt of gratitude for what you did, where Krata told me everything, how you fought with the Kakiran and saved his life. For all the good it did, we saw what happened when he met with the Skulls, how they beat him half to death. We could have stopped them. I reckon you could. Mefred's a warrior, as is your comrade, and you're strong like your father. That much is plain. But I think, Roger, you did not, because it would not have ended with them. For Krata and his sister would have been branded insurgents, if not the whole lot of us. Bones heal, scars fade, but the dead remain dead. We're alive, and that's more than can be said for only the gods know how many others. That's enough for you, is it? To put up with whatever they do to you, so long as you get to see another day. That's right, you grit your teeth and you learn to live with the pain. This is very much not my first playthrough. I've played through to the end of Post-Endwalker. Still working on getting Dawn Trail, so I made an alt specifically to play through the game again, just because it'd be fun to stream, and it is fun to stream. I'll admit I was quick to judge you, Lise, and for that I apologize. I know you and yours mean well, I do, but I'm telling you, God's in the heavens as my witness, that we've got nothing left to give, we can't help you. I understand. Thank you for your honesty. She may say it, but she doesn't mean it, nor would I expect her to. Her father was as stubborn as an ox, too. If she's set on walking the same path, I but pray she won't follow it to the same end. Well, she took it better than I anticipated, which isn't saying much, I suppose. We should go and see if she's alright. Sorry about running off like that. Alamegans terrorizing their own. I just can't accept it, you know? No matter what he thinks, they shouldn't have to put up with it day after day after day. I'm not completely naive, you know? I didn't expect them to storm a cache with their pickaxes and shovels, or whatever it was, but nor did I expect Rakrata to just lie there in the dirt while they kicked him. can't claim to know their pain. I barely remember this place or even my father's face. But I remember Ida's. I remember how scared she was when we ran, and that look in her eyes when she talked about home. Her home, but not mine, is it? There you are, Lise. I've been looking all over for you. Well, you found me. Got something else to say? That I do. I said some things to you before that I shouldn't have. It wasn't my place to do, and I'm sorry. All that rubbish I spouted about how I loved my village, but when one of ours was in need, I was cowering here with all the others. I didn't even think to go after Verkrata, but you did. Made me feel like the bloody hypocrite I am. If I truly cared for my people, I'd fight for them, so I will, if you'll have me. You're asking to join the resistance? When you put it like that, I suppose I am, but not just me. There are others I know who've been thinking about it for a while now. There's not many of us, and we're not hardened warriors like you lot, but if your heart bleeds for Alamigo, then that's good enough for me. You and yours are more than welcome at Rogger's Reach. Thank you, sir. You won't regret this. I'll go and speak with the others and send word when we're ready. Still think this isn't your home? No, I was just thinking out loud. With that, friends, our mission is concluded. Let us return to the Reach. And instead, we're gonna detour and do our Dark Knight quests. Because that'll take us back here. Roughly. And I do want to get more Dark Knight abilities. Yeah, the music in the game is really just so good. And it gets better with every expansion. Ah, Pennifer, fellow master of the dark arts, and yet that is but one of the many faces you wear. Slayer of gods, rider of dragons, savior of Ishgard, a hero by any measure who stood against Nidhogg on the steps of faith when others fled. A hero who walks in light and fights for great causes, and a knight who walks in darkness and fights for the forgotten. A contradiction, some might say. Rubbish, I say, but you tell me, do you yet walk the path? I thought not, and let us speak as comrades. Ishgard has seen much change in recent days, and many proclaim it to be the dawning of a new era of peace and prosperity. An enlightened age, yet as we both know, the brighter the light, the deeper the shadows. As Dark Knights, we must remain vigilant for injustice, and be ever ready to defend the weak and downtrodden, now more than ever. It has been a while since we patrolled the streets of our fair city, felt the cobbles beneath our boots, and so forth. A tour from the top might be in order. Why don't we start at the last visual? Yeah, it's been a bit since I've actually wandered the city. First, we're going to wave to our favorite NPC, Firm Albert. I just love that name, Firm Albert. The Albert who is the most firm. As you look upon Fortaunt Manor, you but reflect upon your time in Ishgard, the comrades with whom you traveled, and those lost along the way. Hmm? You seem distracted. Ah, right. You were a ward of House Fortaunt. No, I suppose not. Why'd my crystal break? Forgive me, it seems I am the one responsible. I do not know you, boy. Name yourself. Mist, my lord. I'm no lord and you're no mist. Don't think I wouldn't know a beastard of the room by sight. I have a power which I can use to help those in need. Alas, this power requires a tremendous quantity of aether. I thought to draw on natural sources nearby, but in doing so, I stole a portion of that contained within your crystal. You'd better give it back. Forgive me, please forgive me. I will return it to you, I promise, but I must first ask that you allow me to use a portion. Mist, was it? Who do you want to help? Anyone. Everyone. Look around you. Is not this world filled with sadness and despair? If I can free but a single person from their burdens. He means well enough. Why don't we help him find someone in need and give him a chance to use his power? Oh, bloody brilliant. Let's believe the mysterious boy with the mysterious power who mysteriously stole a portion of Pennifer's soul crystal. What could possibly go wrong? Well, it's your crystal. Either we deal with the boy here and now, or we go along with his plan. Since you're not reaching for your sword, I gather it's the latter. Congratulations, boy. You get your wish. We're not like to find any poor unfortunate souls here, so I suggest we head to Foundation. And if we find no one suitable there, you are to return what you stole at once. Understood? Yes, my lord. Thank you for placing your trust in me. Well, I hardly trust you. But you have my crystal, so... let's... And... Look at that at 64... 66, 68, and 70. 70, the best mitigation in the game. You have my assurances that the remaining funds will be delivered soon. Surely that is enough to convince you to resume work? Of I've had a score of clients clamoring for me services, clients willing to pay in full in advance. I'd be a fool to put you ahead of them. I understand that, I do, but it has been an eternity since we first brokered this arrangement, and many of the clients of whom you speak have come to you but recently. I know this to be true. It's one thing to aid the Scholasticate, milady, but you've got to understand me position here. Bloody politics, it is. No man lifts a chisel till we're paid in full. I'm sorry, but that's the way it's gotta be. A blessed day to you. Oh, I beg your pardon. I did not notice you standing there. As you may have overheard, I am funding the restoration of the statue of Saint Valeriant. And, as you may have guessed, it is not going well on account of my insufficient funds and my family's growing infamy. My cousin was Sir Ignace de Visnay of the Heavens Ward. That's a mouthful. He served the Archbishop faithfully, together with his sworn brothers, great goodly men who are complicit in terrible crimes. Sir Aymeric and this Warrior of Light are to be believed. Oh, you don't know that I'm the Warrior of Light, okay. Ignace was distraught when he learned the statue had been destroyed by the Dravanians. He took it upon himself to champion its restoration, but because of these tales, others are reluctant to involve themselves. I do not know, nor care if Sir Aymeric speaks the truth. Ignace was my cousin and a man of the Fury, and I will honor him by completing his legacy. Or so I once believed. Perhaps it is indeed beyond me. What the heck are you doing all the way over here, Mist? Making me run? Found someone, didn't we? I knew it. I knew we would. I can help her. Yes, yes, I will make it right. I have the power. Come, let us not keep this poor woman waiting. Is this child a friend of yours? The way he stares at me is somewhat... Do you wish to see your cousin again? Well, yes, I would love to see Ignis again. More than anything. But I know I will not. He walks in Halone's halls, I am certain. Think of him. Think of his face, of his smile, of his laugh. Remember every moment you shared, every memory, and hold that image of him in your mind's eye. And then go to a quiet place you shared where no one will come. Wait for me there. I really don't understand what this is all about, but since you seem so earnest, I will trust in you and do as you ask. There is a garden to the south of the tribunal, of which we both were fond. I pray you will I pray you will explain it all to me when this is finished. I swear I can speak. Go with her. I will go to Cid and Riel and bring them with me. Then you will all understand what I can do and why you must help. That's a promise. Sure. I don't trust you. Ah, your friend has arrived. He has brought companions, I see. No, it cannot be. Ignis, is it really you? Oh, praise Halone, you're alive, you're alive! My dear cousin, how it warms my heart to see you in good health. I pray you will forgive me for my lengthy absence. Don't be foolish. There is only joy to see your return. Come, we must go to your father and mother at once. How they will weep at the sight of you. I cannot. Better for them to mourn me as the son who gave his life in service to his archbishop and his home. I have heard that you yet labor to see the statue of Saint Valerian restored. Know that I am grateful beyond measure. I am undeserving of your praise, cousin. For all my efforts, the statue remains a shattered ruin. But seeing you here, so full of light and life, fills me with renewed conviction. I will see it through, I swear to you. And if you have indeed done the things they say, then perhaps it will earn you a measure of forgiveness. I love you, cousin, now and ever after. Look after my parents and yourself. I don't know how you did it, but I thank you for bringing him back to me. But you must know he is not safe here. I pray you help him to flee the city. She is right. Ishgard is no place for a man of the Heavens Ward. We will sneak him out of the city, the fewer the better. Meet us at Falcon's Nest after. We have much to discuss. For fear of being seen by the sentries, I bade the others go on ahead. We should hurry. The further they take Ignis from Millie, the weaker he will become. I pray we are not too late. Too late for what? Forgive me, forgive me. I should have known the magic would not sustain itself much longer. That which you see before you is Ignis, what remains of him. I can give the memories form, I can breathe them full of life and return them to their loved ones, but as the memory fades, so too does the magic. Aether, formless and free. That which I took, I used to make Ignis and Millie whole. Draw your sword, reclaim that which was lost, consume the abyss with the Soul Eater. Whoosh. It is finished. Good, I've had enough of this farce. Conjuring a simulacrum of a bloody Knight of the Heavens Ward in the middle of Ishgard. Fury take me, you are a fool. We are lucky to be alive. Your soul crystal is restored, then? Nope. Or not. We had an agreement, boy. You are to return that which you stole. Forgive me, forgive me. I returned to you that which was used to give Ignis life, but as for the remainder... 4 more times. It is within my power to do this 4 more times. 4 more times, and you shall be made whole. You have my word. For a boy with such an incredible power, you are remarkably helpless. Not only did you rob Pennifer of her Aether, you imposed upon her to find your people in need. You want to do good, You want to be a hero, you want to help people, and why weren't you better prepared? I will never be a hero. I only wanted to help. It is not death itself we fear, but the unfinished story. The promise of what could have been. It is enough to break a heart and a woman. The shattered pieces of a life will never come together again, but if a glimpse of their loved ones grants them the peace they deserve, then I must. I must. It is your decision, Pennifer. You are the victim. Oh, I love that Sally emote. Then, then you will continue to accompany me? That is a relief. We're not going anywhere, Mist. Even Sid. He may look and act like a chocobo's arse, but he means well. Fine, fine. I'm only trying to put the fear of the gods into the little shite, but by all means, go ahead and undermine my authority. It is a very good Sally. Anyway, I'd rather not freeze to death out here in the snow. Let's return to Falcon's Nest and discuss what to do next. Just what I needed, another child to look after. Am I a Dark Knight or a nursemaid? Even I don't know anymore. But times, they are ever-changing, and perhaps we Dark Knights must change with them. Long-held truths are become lies and villains heroes, though I should be glad if I never have to deal with another hero again. No offense, of course, but you are the exception that proves the rule. The righteous are all too uncompromising, and woe betide the man who offends their delicate sensibilities. If anything, I say you are too accommodating, but it is your aether and soul crystal at stake. 4 times he swears, but we shall hold to him together. In the meantime, you may as well get some rest or attend to other matters. These two can keep themselves company. Maybe I'll find somewhere to take a nap or a tavern to have a drink. Oh, thank the gods, an adult. Riel has been spending a lot of time with Mist, keeping him company and getting to know him and so forth. Not that there's much to know. He won't talk about his home or his past. Doesn't seem to have any interest or skills beyond conjuring elaborate illusions derived from memories. I have no idea how he does it either, and more importantly, I'm not even sure how we could take back the Aether he stole. You may have no choice but to agree to his terms, unless you're content to carry half a soul crystal. I can hear you whispering, you know. Mist means well, and Pennifer and I are willing to help him. Why aren't you? I didn't say I wasn't willing. I'm still here, aren't I? Right then. We found no one suitable for the boy's needs here. Rather than return to Ishgard, I say we try somewhere new. Let's head to Tailfeather. That's a good idea. Somewhere warmer. Dreadfully cold here. And I'm wearing... my thighs are exposed. That's not good for the cold. Life here is not easy, but it is fulfilling all the same. That said, The hunters had no personal tales of profound tragedy to share. They did, however, tell me of an outsider recently brought here from Falcon's Nest. Prisoner, actually, a woman named Laudy. She used to atone for her crimes through hard labor, but the proctor has been zealous. He berates her constantly, and every day she bears fresh bruises. Ah, Ishgardian justice, I know it well. If this woman is performing various chores for the hunters, then it should not be hard to find her. Come, let us look around. This is the place, isn't it? Insolent child. You are not to speak unless spoken to. Is that clear? Well, I recognize the woman. But why is this guy being a dickhead? Yes, my lord, pray forgive me my impudence. Do not play me for a fool. Your sins are beyond forgiveness. Sir Aymeric and his noble brethren may think you worthy of mercy, but I have seen your kind before. A swift death is more than you deserve. A swift death is more than that Beastard deserves. I can't imagine what she did to deserve that kind of treatment. You know her? Seven, hell. She's the one that led the protest at Falcon's Nest. The one that nearly put an end to the peace conference, and she poisoned you? Well, that explains a lot. So if you of all people can find it in your heart to forgive her, or at least forsake bloody revenge, then it's hard to look at this and call it justice. Her crimes were born of desperation and despair for the husband she lost. Perhaps if the two of them were to meet again. Don't be foolish. She knows he is dead. You'll only cause her pain. Pain is all that is left to her, don't you see? How they cry in the dark, how they mourn their dead, how it festers and spreads and corrupts them thoroughly. We have seen it, we have made it. Fine, fine, do what you will, conjure her husband, but do not come crying to me when she curses you for your kindness. I'll not give the hunters cause to turn their bows on us either. Riel, take Mist into the woods and hide. Pennifer and I will free the girl. Rather, I free the girl. She would know you at once and might misunderstand your intentions. We cannot risk the commotion. As for your part, no one is truly outside Halone's grace, don't you think? Confront the proctor. Make him see the error of his ways. If he is a good man, then he may yet repent of his wicked ways. If he refuses, then that is his choice to make, and he will have to accept the consequences of his actions. Doubly so if he bears steel, yes? Ah, the very sight of you fills me with murderous rage. See to your duties. I must needs cleanse myself of these impure thoughts through communion with nature. Perhaps a spot of fishing is in order. But this guy's a prick. Now's her chance. I mean, I know the woman tried to poison me, she tried to ruin the peace conference, but that guy's being a dick. Who are you? Why do you disturb me? It's absurd adventurer who objects to my treatment of a criminal? Ha! If only you knew her sins, she should have been thrown into the witch trap. Alas, the Lord Speaker in his boundless wisdom and mercy demanded that we spare the woman's life. But rest assured I will see that her every waking moment is filled with misery and scorn. You presume to judge me, a man of the church? I will not be cowed by your threats. The Fury guide and protect me. Fury guide and protect me. God, you religious types are so annoying. All you religious types are annoying. This is why I don't do religion. Look, we have brought them together. We have made her whole. How she smiled, how her eyes sparkled, how beautiful this happiness. I don't know. Every night I dream of your face. I could have tried to stop you from going back to the front. Could have begged and screamed and cursed, but I didn't, because I knew you'd listen, and even if you'd forgive me for it one day, I never would. The arrow may have missed my heart, but I've been dead for a long time. All of this is just waiting. That's what I'd tell you, Stace, if I could, and then you'd say, you can't stay stuck in that moment, Loudy. You've got to go on. You've got to forgive yourself. You've got to let me go. But I won't. I won't. If I do, who will be left to remember the man you were? The soldier. The husband. I'm the only one who knows, and it's my duty to hold on to that as long as I can. That's what I'd tell him if he were here, but he's not. He'll never come home to me, so please, put an end to this, whatever this witchcraft is. Jennifer Rose, was this all you're doing? No, it was mine. Forgive me, I thought that I wanted only to. I was wrong, I see that now. You have every right to be upset. It's all right, boy, it is. I appreciate your kindness, even if it was misguided. You too, Jennifer. I blamed you for a lot of things. Hated you so much because, I don't know. Because you came back and Stace didn't, maybe. Because you weren't him. They say the war's over now, but it never ends for people like you, does it? I know what you are. I heard the stories as a child. Of the ones with neither shield nor sigil, champions of the weak and the helpless, undeterred by the law or of man or God. I couldn't stop you any more than I could have stopped Stace from walking out the door that day, so fight, dang you. Fight if that's what you want, just don't squander the time in between. There's never enough. Right, I suppose I owe it to him to try and make the most of what I've got left too, so I will. Take care, and thank you. She's gone. Claim your Aether, Pannifer. Forgive me. Forgive me. In the end, I could not make her whole. So much pain, so much loss, how it fills my heart and overflows. Maybe it is indeed beyond us. Maybe it is not in our nature. We've still got 3 more chances, don't you? There's no need to be so bloody melodramatic, at least not out here. We should go back to Tailfeather. Her words did more for her than my illusion. She's still a good person, and so are you. I pray you both remember. On to the next, I would say, but Mist looks to be in no state to continue. Which means we'll be staying here for a time, taking in the fresh country air, me and my little ones. For what it's worth, I think that woman is better for what we did, or at least as good as anyone can be after what she's been through. Virus, my AoE, let's go. Let's go turn these 2 in. And then I think I'll call it streams there, because I really should get something to eat. Sour gummy bears are not a good... they don't count as food. I can't sit here all day eating nothing but Sour Patch Kids. So we'll turn these 2 in, and then we can find ourselves somebody to raid into. Because raiding is fun. I love raiding into people. First of all, allow me to commend you both on a job well done. Though nothing went according to plan, we nevertheless managed to attract some new recruits, and it was your passion and conviction that moved them to join. Thank you. No, thank you for giving me an opportunity to find out what our people have been through these past 20 years. It's been humbling. And troubling too. I'd heard about the skulls, but that was the first time I'd seen them in the flesh. I know you say they're the same as any other Imperial soldiers, and maybe that's how I'll have to think of them myself if our paths ever cross on the battlefield, but... when, not if. That day will come, please. You can't afford to hesitate when it does. Young, old, conscript, citizen, Garlean, Alamegan, none of that matters. They've all got their reasons, but they're no better than yours, especially when they're bearing down on you, blade in hand. Saying that, I don't want to kill them any more than you do. If I could convince them to lay down their arms, I would. Sadly, I've never been much of a talker myself, but who knows, maybe you could be the one, Lise. Your father certainly was. Right then, I'd best begin preparing for these new recruits. Pennifer, Lise, it's been a pleasure. Grab that, because that's worth more than the materia. Stuff to sell. You cat girl. You didn't have to take part in the operation, but you did. You went above and beyond what was asked of you, without hesitation, and for that we owe you a debt. Our victory may not count for much in practical terms, but its symbolic value can't be overstated. Alliance and Resistance fighters came together to face an Imperial unit equipped with Garlemald's newest weapons, and smashed them. The people will remember this day. Aye, that they will, for it marks the beginning of something far greater than any single victory. Beginning of a campaign by United Eorzea to drive the Garleans from our lands. Promises and platitudes mean naught without action, but the Alliance took the field and risked their lives for our cause. Ha, to think that the last time Gridanian troops trod this soil was more than a century ago, during the Autumn War. That was to defend against our invasion. Ours is a long and bloody history, to be sure, and it gives me heart to see that, despite our acrimonious past, we can still come together for the sake of the future. Well said, Commander, which is why I intend to go from village to village and spread word of our victory and our new alliance. The people will flock to our banners, just you wait and see. Hennifer, Alize, I cannot thank you enough for your assistance. That... Okay... And now... comes the point where we get to find a raiders. Let's open up Twitch and see who is streaming. Twitch TV. Ba, ba, ba. Ooh, someone I'm following is playing Nier Automata. Let's raid into them. I had a lot of fun playing right Nier. So as I get that set up, as always, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and remember, Big Sis loves you.